Wilson, Mary Catherine Ham, Brian Neiman, today's newsmakers, and you. The Morning Majority, 630. WMAL.
6:37 on WMAL. We're minus Brian Wilson this morning. He's out of town. We'll be back on Monday. Still to come on the show, Congressman Steve King from Iowa will be here about an hour from now. Brett Baer from the Fox News Channel joins us at 8:36 this morning. We're going to talk about Brett's parent company, News Corp, which owns Fox TV, Fox News Channel, New York Post, Wall Street Journal here in the United States, and a whole bunch of other stuff throughout the world, including several things in the UK where there's a raging story over News Corp and the practice where tabloid reporters were hacking into phones of citizens and politicians. ABC's Tom Rivers joins us now from London on this story. Good morning, Tom. Or good afternoon to you.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, I tell you, if you blink, you're going to miss the next dramatic development over here. We just had one last hour. The person who was the editor at News of the World, the tabloid that is no longer in existence, when she was the editor there in 2002 and 2003, when allegedly the voicemail of a teenage girl, 13-year-old girl, Millie Dowler, was hacked into. She was later found to be murdered. She's finally gone. She's put in a resignation, and a lot of people were calling that for a long time, but she's not off the hook. She still has to show up before this parliamentary committee, among other legal hoops to jump through in the coming months as well. But, yeah, she is now gone, so thinning out, if you will, the management team of Murdoch here in the UK side.
Well, and how does David Cameron come into this? He gave a statement, or his press person gave a statement. Were they apparently friends or something? He and Rebecca Brooks?
Well, at this stage of the game, in broad stroke, all of the parties are kind of standing up against Murdoch, saying, look, you got to clean up your act. Having said that, when Cameron came into office, he brought along as his press spokesman a guy who used to be the editor at the News of the World, Andy Coulson. And now Andy's been questioned by the police. Now, he left his position kind of under a cloud a few months ago, I guess maybe sensing something might be coming down the pike. So Cameron's ability to vet, I guess, individuals that may be working for him is under question at this stage of the game. But I say in more general terms, all the parties are saying, look, Murdoch, you can't run your operations like this over here in the UK anymore, and we want some answers.
All right, let's walk this back a few steps, if not several steps. What exactly went on? What is News Corp accused of doing? We talk about the tapping into phones or hacking into phones. How widespread was it, and is it? Are we certain that it actually happened?
Well, you've asked a bunch of questions that are going to be kicked over for months to come here. Basically, this goes back to the about 6 years ago, and it goes with accusations that members of the royal household may have been hacked. And then it's spread a little bit to maybe some celebrities may have been hacked as well. An initial police investigation said it was 2 rogue individuals, and they served a minimum time of a few months in jail. End of story. Then it was kind of revisited, saying, look, you've got 11,000 pages of evidence here. What are you police doing? And, we also found out that News of the World was paying some senior officials in Scotland Yard as well. Not a whole lot happened until the Guardian newspaper, competing paper, came out a couple weeks ago and said, look, not only were they looking at celebrities, but look, we've got information that they may have been hacking into murder victims as well. And then the possibility maybe the families of the bombing victims here, July 7th bombing victims, the families of soldiers who were killed in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it's grown like snowballed since then. And on the receiving end is Murdoch over here, and the whole country's up in arms. And this time the politicians are siding with the people out there, saying something's got to be done.
Well, do we know if Rupert Murdoch actually knew that this was happening? I mean, I know it always goes back to him, but how much did he know?
We don't know. We're going to follow the evidence. Basically, the specific question was asked during question time on Wednesday here by Tom Watson, a Labour Party politician, to Cameron, saying, okay, it's part of this investigation. Were any of the families of 9/11 victims, say in the U.S., were their phones tapped? And Cameron says, look, we're going to look at the evidence wherever it goes, and whoever's names show up in this evidence, we're going to call them and give them as much information as we possibly can. So they're going to follow the evidence. If it's there, it may lead across the Atlantic. If it's not there, we're going to have to say it was contained to the UK, but we have to keep watching this space to see how that develops.
Well, and how long would such an investigation take? You've got these allegations already out in the air, and many people stateside are gleeful that they can tag Rupert Murdoch with something. So how long would an investigation take?
The problem is, and it goes back to the relationship between the media and the politicians,
right,
the media and the cops. And the question is, how do you untangle that web? It's going to take a long, long time, actually. If the police had actually been thorough in their initial investigation, we would have been talking about this in 2006, not now. And this would have been knocked into the tall grass for a long, long time. And if it wasn't for one investigative journalist at The Guardian that worked on his own and said, look, I found this information, put it out in the public domain, and now we got the whole country, the whole world talking about it.
All right, and is Rupert Murdoch going to actually testify in front of Parliament? Is he going to go in front of Parliament?
Yeah, he said he was busy that day.
Yeah.
That didn't go down too well.
I imagine so.
And let me check my schedule. He's going to be there Tuesday. His son James is going to be there Tuesday. Rebecca Brooks, former editor of News of the World, is supposed to be there Tuesday as well. It may be, as these things go, they're not under oath. There is going to be other, if you will, stages for that. Maybe the police investigation. But again, there should be some pointed questions on Tuesday. So again, another dramatic chapter will be written then.
All right, Tom. Good to have you on the show. We appreciate your time.
Take care now.
Tom Rivers, ABC News correspondent from London. If you've got police, media, and politicians all involved, and they're all intertwined, perhaps bribes, or they all knew stuff was going on, how do you untangle all of that, or can you